Okay, jokes aside about a path to nowhere. This is actually a new path and it goes north from Stirling towards, I don't know, Duncraig, something or other. But I'm going to start today's story on the outskirts of Perth where this path actually starts. And down this way, it's pretty old and crummy and falling to bits. And I do wonder why the state government doesn't spend some of its money essentially just refreshing this path, digging it up and relaying it, because it really is showing its age. It's almost as old as I am, I think. It's not too bad on a full suspension mountain bike, but I'd say commuting through here on a road bike with skinny tyres would be a pretty lumpy experience. So it's just one of those questions, I guess, about, where's the best place to spend, money, on cycling. But anyway, this is a new section of the path. It's not the bit we're going to look at today, but look how wide it is. You've got a massive wide red bike lane, and over on the far right, you've got a separated black pedestrian lane. Now, they're not physically separated like around the Bay Run where you've got vegetation down the middle to keep the two apart, but they're separated by colour, and it peels off there. Anyway, this is where the new section starts. So over on the left, that grey path, that concrete path goes up over a bridge over the freeway. That's where we used to go. And this is the new red path. And I just wanted to show this cycle counter here. And there's a number of them on the path because what really gets me about the whole Heath Street debacle is why council had no data to work with, no um, uh, car movement data, car speed data, or not traffic, bicycle counter data. You'd think a sensible thing to do would have been to have put in a bike counter on Heath Street and measure the number of bikes going up and down before making a decision. Anyway, there's the first bike counter. No, it's actually a second or third, I think. And another good feature of this is there's very few service covers along this path. Today I rode down to Fremantle and I did notice that there's quite a few kind of manhole covers in the path and drains. Whereas on this new path, all the drains are well off to the side. There is almost nothing on this path except for asphalt and paint, which is excellent because I know over time what happens with those manhole covers is, they're set usually on top of some sort of concrete pipe when the surface is underneath it. And what happens is the path itself slowly subsides or sinks into the ground, and the concrete thingy stays where it is. And so you end up with this fairly savage lip after a while as the concrete becomes lower, as the asphalt around the concrete starts to drop a little bit. Not a problem on this path, that's for sure. Again, look at how wide it is. You could easily drive two vehicles, up and down here. Two four-wheel drives, I guess, as long as they're going a bit slow. They could certainly pass each other. There we go, another bike counter. So they actually had bike counters near some of the major intersections. So off to the right-hand side, you might have seen another path joining. So they actually have bike count data on each segment of the path, not just just one counter for this whole new section. And I thought that was really interesting because I guess that way they could get a feel for where cyclists are entering and leaving the path based on the different count data at each counter, if you know what I mean. Okay, so, well, some nice noise walls here. You can see that there's lights all the way along here. I've got no idea how effective they are since I have no intention of riding up here at night. But like I said, the drainage looks very good. The tunnels are really good. When I think of, the tunnel under the railway line out at, Concord West Station, and you see the tunnels along here, it's like chalk and cheese. They have not scrimped on putting in nice wide tunnels, tall tunnels, well-lit tunnels, and painted them up really nicely as well, I guess, to stop vandalism and that kind of thing. I got no idea how far this path goes for. I didn't actually measure it. And what I did when I got to the top of this hill is I stopped at this big intersection and actually turned left to go down to the beach. And I think I could have gone further up to another main road that goes east-west, but there's all sorts of construction work going on at the moment. Further north of here, they've dug all sorts of stuff up. I think it's an absolute chaotic mess of detours and things like that. What I did the other day is I actually rode south and came through some of those detours, and I'll do another video on them because I think it's just worth having a look at how they're doing them, and I'll see if I get some footage showing the construction areas. But what did concern me where this path finishes is I got to here and thought, oh, there's red stuff there. That's another path going around the corner to the left. And thankfully, I didn't go onto it because no, it's not. You can actually see there's a no bike thingy there. And yeah, that would have been a big no-no. So I guess that's kind of left over from the past. But anyway, like I said, I'll try and push further north from there up to the next main road across, like Beach Road or something, and see what the detour's like. But yeah, what I did find the other day when we were coming south was, the maps like this one were actually upside down. It should have been oriented to the ground, and it certainly wasn't. Anyway, that was yeah, a new shared path with some really good design features. I like the bike counters. We certainly need to be doing that data collecting in New South Wales. Putting the drainage off to the sides really good, and also trying to get rid of all the services within the path, so there's no manhole covers. And of course, the width and the smoothness of it are something to behold. Given the debacle we've had in Canada Bay in the last couple of years, like the Burn Avenue concrete path, where it was just a whole mass of lumps and corrugations. Um, Really good to see how well a shared path can be built if you apply the right standards and engage the right people. Anyway, that'll do for now.